Hi, this is Hamada Zahawi, founder and CEO of Right Track Admissions, a global admissions consulting company. If you haven't been to our channel before, get ready for an unfiltered account of exactly how to get into your top choice program, how to secure funding, and how to succeed both as a student and as a professional. And if you haven't done so, hit us up on a big red subscribe button below. Get the latest content from Right Track Admissions, as well as our social media handles conveniently located below this video.
Okay, so what are we going to talk about today? Today we're going to talk about the addendum. The addendum can be part of any college, law school, MBA, graduate, almost any application out there. And it serves to explain any extenuating circumstance in your application. So make sure to wait till the end to get the best example of the day, as well as all the processes needed and things that you need to consider when writing your addendum.
So when would you need to write an addendum? An addendum is needed, like I said, for extenuating circumstances that you otherwise don't want to discuss in valuable real estate like your personal statement. So you can put it into an addendum. Examples of what necessitate an addendum would be a medical condition that you had that may have impacted your academics, a poor GPA, a poor standardized score, gaps in your education, right? Possibly where you had to work and therefore couldn't study or dedicate as much time to your studies, right? A legal issue that you may have experienced. These are all great examples of where an addendum is needed. And if you don't have one of those examples, then don't write an addendum. You don't have to include one in there, because otherwise it could turn off the admissions committee if you're just throwing stuff in there just to fill an addendum.
So now that you've figured out that you do need an addendum, here's how to structure an addendum. You want to start with an introduction to talk about the extenuating circumstance. Then you want to explain what you learned from that circumstance. And then finally, you want to explain to the admissions committee that despite the circumstance, you're still going to be an invaluable student to their school, to their program. Now, let me give it to you by way of an example. In terms of an example, let's use the LSAT as an example. Let's say I didn't do well in the LSAT exam, but also I didn't do well in the SAT exam. Because I didn't do well, what I'm going to argue is to say I'm not very good at standardized testing. But despite that, I still did very well academically in high school and in college. Therefore, you finally argue that in the end of the day, despite a poor score, you are still able to do well and you will do well in law school. Now that we've told you why you want to write an addendum and how to write an addendum, here's what you want to avoid when writing an addendum. Now, don't drag it on longer than it needs to be. Make sure to keep it cogent, short, and to the point. If they don't give you a word count, then keep it to about 300-400 words. And that's about it. 150 for the introduction, 100 for the main body, and 50 to kind of close it out, okay? Also, don't make excuses. Own it, explain it, move on. And also, don't blame others for any mistakes or oversights you made. Again, own it, explain it, move on. Okay, here's your example of the day. If you're going to be writing an addendum to talk about your GPA, a poor GPA, here are some ideas of reasons why that you can include in your addendum. It could be because of a medical issue you suffered. It could be that you chose the wrong major and therefore it took a while till you corrected course and were able to do better, right? Another example is you took care of a loved one, or you took a part-time job, right? Or you took on too many activities. You bit off more than you can chew, and now you're able to slowly over time acclimate, better manage your schedule, better manage your time, and then you did better eventually. Those are the kind of ideas, examples for discussing and describing a poor GPA in your addendum.
Well, I hope you found this useful and get you on the right track to success. If you have any questions for us, please post them below. We'll do our best to get back to you with further content. In the meantime, please stay safe, stay sane, and stay connected.